Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the IOPanel. This is episode 206, being recorded on Sunday, October 18th, 2020, the year of our Lord, or CE, as they like to say. Ho, ho, ho. I'm Michael. I'll be the host this week.
Wait, CE, is that Celestial Entertainment because it's a god?
Yes, Celestial Entertainment. That is correct. No, it's not correct. Evan, what does it mean?
My mind went to a very dirty place because of some random not safe for work subreddits I've clicked into. So please pass.
Wow.
Move on to the next. Move on to the next person. Hello, by the way.
Hello. It's the common era.
Oh. Okay.
I thought it was like some Latin shit. Coitous Imradius or some
Christ
shit.
Eternal.
Yeah. I think that's what Evan was going. Coitus something.
No. Mine's still much
Coitous
worse.
Eternus. There you
Yeah.
Hello, Evan and James. How are you guys doing? Evan
well.
said hello to you. James, hello.
Quite good.
Assalamu alaikum. Salami, baloney, all that.
Good.
Yep.
Allah is at the snack bar.
Dang. How are you, Evan?
You know what? Pretty good.
Pretty good. Are you excited for our new foray into video?
I think it's going to be a good move. I'm hesitant, but I'm optimistic.
And
is that
James,
acceptable?
It is acceptable. James,
okay.
What do you think about this move?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I got my Evan reminded me about the laser background. I got my middle school laser background going. Ready for those pictures. Good to go.
That is pretty awesome.
Channeling your 10-year-old self.
That's right.
Well, Evan, you're not going to be outdone, are you?
I mean, he's already doing it right now. If I just also get a laser background, I mean, I'm chasing. You never chase. You got to get ahead of the game.
That's right. Never chase.
Well, you could get the green screen and then you could do whatever you want on the background, right?
Could I do lewd things?
I bet you could.
I think you can. And I think you're on the right podcast for no one to give a shit.
Promising.
You'd be like Mike, be in your new living room in your new house. Flossing like everybody with this baby grand in the background.
I like your humble abode.
Right. It's not far off from my real house.
Right.
My real home. It's pretty close.
Yeah, like if you can use your imagination, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, how was everyone's week? I guess we'll start with you, James. How was your week?
My week was good, man. I didn't do much. I pretended to work most of the week. I ate at Panera twice.
Oh. When you say you ate at Panera, you mean you got delivery from Panera?
I had them bring food to my home.
What did you have?
Oh, dude.
All of it.
Everything. Yeah, I got they have.
Tell me you got a lobster roll.
No. They don't. No, I didn't get a lobster roll. I got it's for breakfast. So I got an Asiago bagel with white cheddar, over easy egg, spinach, tomato with steak.
So I'm going to say, number one, that sounds delicious. But my question is, how well does an over easy egg travel?
So I get it. It comes one of two ways: either intact and ready to go, or everywhere.
Right.
So I think I've ordered the over easy egg 3 or 4 times in like 6 months, and it's been, of those times, it's been everywhere. 9 out of 10 times it's been everywhere. So
that's a tough one,
but it's good if you're an egg dipper like I am.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it. It's fine. I just I took the roll, it's all inside its little carton anyway. So, you just you can dip around and get it all up there.
If you fry an egg until the yolk is hard, you're a bad person.
Yeah. It's just abuse. I mean, it's fine, whatever. Like I But I feel like if you're gonna have an egg over hard, just scramble it, or you don't have
or
to
hard boil.
Well, you break the yolk, mix it all together.
Yeah, you can do that too. So it's not really
AKA
a scramble.
scrambling.
Well, no, but it's not really a scramble. It's like you cook an egg over hard, basically.
No milk.
You just take the egg, you kind of dash the thing,
milk,
and then maybe you MELK, and then you flip it over a couple times. You get an over hard egg. That's fine. A little bit of salt and pepper. That's not bad. But man, over easy is where it's at, man. It really is.
I like over easy, but I think I find myself cooking them over medium a little bit more. It's a little bit runny. Yolk's not too hard, but it's not raw.
No, I like my yolk warm. So over medium or whatever you're talking about is probably where I'd be too. Because I like my yolk a little warm.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't?
Just not gel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you got, James, both times from Panera?
Yeah. I mean, Panera's breakfast sandwich game is where it's at. So I'm a big boy, so I always go overboard. So I'll get like one of those, and then I'll get the.
He's like, then I get 2 orders of macaroni and cheese.
No.
And then
it's sausage, egg, and cheese on ciabatta roll, which is great.
I mean, if they served macaroni and cheese on the breakfast menu, you would get it, right?
Yeah, it's great. Their macaroni and cheese is great.
You'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, their mac and cheese is fucking awesome.
That's why I brought it up.
Good call, Mike. Now, here's my question. I've only had Panera for lunch. For anyone else out there who's had Panera for lunch, do you get sprouts on your sandwich?
Was that a thing?
I'm not a hipster or a hippie, so the answer is no.
I've never had a sandwich of theirs that offered sprouts, and I've never. It's funny. I customized the shit out of my breakfast sandwiches, like that Asiago sandwich I made. That sandwich by default comes with oats and no meat and avocado. So it the oat bread, the oat
yes
bagel, which is like weird. It's like, who wants to take uncooked oatmeal and then glue it to the top of a rye bagel? It's disgusting.
You have made that sandwich infinitely better.
Yeah. Elevation, my man. Elevation. Yeah. Oh, and it's an egg white on it too. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. What is this amateur night bullshit? We're trying to do egg yellows. Big men of fucking wonderment here.
They need to do egg yellows instead.
They do. They sell the carton of egg whites. Give me a carton of raw egg yolks. Give me that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where are they going?
What are they doing with them?
Mike, where are they going?
That's what I'm saying. They need to sell that right next to it.
Are they just throwing them in the trash?
Probably.
I'm probably going to make it fucking egg noodles or something stupid. Who knows?
Maybe.
The other thing the white man adores. Yeah.
True.
But they're I mean, but I've never customized their lunch sandwiches, oddly enough. I feel like they know what they're doing, so I just leave them alone.
That's fair. I don't often have Panera, of course. I haven't. The last time I ate Panera regularly was when I worked at CompUSA, and they built one in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But Mike, I apologize for this ahead of time, but I like a good turkey sandwich with alfalfa sprouts.
Of course you fucking do.
I mean, it's probably great.
Ham with alfalfa sprouts is also acceptable, but
Dude, alfalfa sprouts and spinach and arugula are great on sandwiches.
Jesus.
So spice with the arugula?
Absolutely. Arugula's got that nice bitterness.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, no, wait. The way Michael is about every time we talk about a new thing, the way Michael is about every time we talk about new, he's like, turkey, oh my God, potato rolls, fuck you, go die, bitch. That's how I used to be about Panera Bread when they first opened it behind the store. People were like, they have bread bowls. I was like, man, fuck that place and their fucking homo ass bread bowls. I was just really down on it.
I mean, you're not wrong, but as you know, bread bowls are fucking amazing.
They're great. They're great. They're great.
Bread bowls are fucking great.
Not defend homosexuals. Homosexuals are great. Bread bowls are great. I've grown in my last 10 years of life.
Yeah. Now turkey, I'm not going to accept. I mean, that's whatever. But
Michael,
you want to eat it, fine.
It's the other white meat.
Do a disservice. Do a disservice to yourself.
Didn't we fry turkey in the backyard and Michael have some, Evan?
When would I? No.
We deep fried that turkey
in Beltsville?
Yeah, wasn't Michael there for that?
I would like to say yes. Now, I think he doesn't have so much of a problem with the bird, like a whole turkey bird being served at Thanksgiving or Christmas or something, but he definitely hates turkey deli meat.
That is a true statement.
So look,
that's true.
There's nothing better than a turkey sandwich after Thanksgiving with a little salt, pepper, and mayo.
See, I don't have a problem with that.
Ugh.
That's fine. That's a hunk of meat you cut off the damn turkey.
So you don't like the processed meat?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Like turkey deli meat? Who the fuck ever heard of such a thing?
I mean,
most of America.
Big deli.
Yeah. Big turkey. We know. Yeah. All right. Dude,
turkey.
You know how many times I've tried? They're clever at hiding this shit, man. I've tried typing into Google turkey conspiracy, and it just comes up with the country. You know. So.
Oh boy.
Have you tried?
They're clever.
Have you tried turkey deli meat conspiracy? Being a little more specific.
I haven't, but I will check that out, Evan. Thank you for the suggestion.
Maybe there's like a deli meat mafia that you need to make amends with, and they'll get rid of it for you. Is that how it works? You need to marry one of their daughters, then they can't refuse a favor on the day of his daughter's wedding, and then you say, "Hey, all this deli meat turkey bullshit, I need you to just get rid of it."
Done it.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot think of a more reasonable option.
Well, I appreciate it, Evan, and it's a good suggestion. I will take it under advisement.
Yep. And that's the perfect time to reiterate what I love about this podcast is we are solving the world's problems.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring up our sponsor, Pistons
Coleman's
Mustard. No,
is it
no Coleman's Mustard? Yeah. I couldn't think of what it was called.
if you want some Pistons, I'll whip you up a nice little salad dressing, stir it with my fingers and everything.
There you go.
Dude, it's so
that's
awful.
Good shit.
It's great.
Yeah. It's like
And
a
the
cup of
best
mustard, 2 cups of ketchup, a cup of mayo.
The best was James and I had no clue what the fuck was going on, or at least I didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We were like,
That's
what
great.
the fuck is this?
That's great. I can only imagine how giddy you were when you found out.
Oh, it was great. It was fucking great. It was the weirdest fucking thing ever, but it was great.
It's like a new branch of Tim and Eric that you didn't know about, so that had to be exciting.
Correct, exactly. And I think James knew even less about it. Like he knew like the couple clips I'd ever shown him or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like made him watch something on my TiVo once, like a million years ago. Like sports, but
Yeah. Spaghetti. That's pretty much all I remember.
Yeah. That was always a good one though. Spaghetti. He'll spook you, man.
Like, did you get spaghetti tattooed on your face?
Pasta sauce.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coleman's mustard, man. That's what I thought you were about to. It's like, what goes well with turkey? Coleman's mustard.
Why not both?
That's what I thought you were about to bring up. Our old sponsor, our old buddies.
Yeah. If you like spice, get yourself some Coleman's mustard.
I think they still. Something's going on over at someone's
Yeah,
house.
I'm getting messages from somebody.
A very important someone on a very important day.
No, one of our mutual friends' mother just died, apparently.
I see.
To keep the show light and refreshing.
Well, let us take a moment to appreciate all that God has given us on this fine day. We're breathing. We are separately together. Hallelujah. Moving on.
Yep.
Right. Thank you, James, for letting us know how your week was in your Coleman's mustard.
I wish they sold larger containers. I've only seen them in like 2 ounce or 4 ounce containers, But you don't need much. It'll fucking rip your mouth apart.
No,
in a good way.
Gets you where it needs to go. Evan, how was your week?
Pretty productive at work.
What?
I know, it's crazy. Had to put out a couple fires, save some children and kittens from trees. Last minute, vendor escorting to save the day. Friday night I was there till 11. It's crazy.
What?
Got some extra hours.
Yeah, they got a week of work out of this guy.
I know, right? And
Evan earned his paycheck this week.
Yeah,
dude, crazy. And I believe, last weekend we had our yearly building shutdown. So I worked Sunday and Monday last week. Got about 5 hours on Sunday. It's a nice little pay bump with the Sunday differential and everything. But I'm telling you, the real money is working overtime on holidays. That's bank.
I thought he was going to say on Halloween.
I mean, no.
The greatest day of the year.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yep. But I'll tell you what, all went smoothly. I sent out some emails. And
Did
of
you
course,
make or receive a cellular phone call?
roughly 4.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Lots of manager coordination. And by lots, I mean roughly 4 calls. They're all asking the same thing because they're not at their computer. Higher ups, their managers care, so I have to care, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows the deal. Got it fixed. Got the praise. Yay, God.
Nice.
Yep. We all had fun yesterday. We'll be talking a little bit about that, later in the show.
Yes, we will.
Had some drinks, had some laughs. I had a very large iced coffee. I got a pumpkin iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. It was not a pumpkin spice latte.
how was that?
Still good. I got the pumpkin iced coffee, double cream, no sugar. Pretty good.
I'm on board.
Yeah. Mike, what are your thoughts on pumpkin flavored beverages?
I think you know my fucking thoughts.
I wasn't sure if you had come around to the enlightened side.
I'll die on this hill.
I see you're still cowering in a corner of bitterness. That's fine.
Oh boy, still waiting for that
Well,
bust in Flavortown to come take you away, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I already don't like coffee,
Mhm.
so
Well, that's
not
why
like-
you
not like
had-
I have anything against it. I just don't like it. Just don't like
I
the
mean,
way it tastes. So it's
look,
whatever.
but not everyone can be as hardcore and dedicated as James and enjoy hot, black, not flavorless, but bitter, rancid coffee. That's an acquired taste. You've got to add cream, some flavorings, stuff like that. You take the coffee taste away from the coffee, and then you can really enjoy it.
I like black coffee. As a matter of fact, the coffee I'm drinking right now is black, but it's black caramel, vanilla, whatever craziness, but it's just black. But dude, a pumpkin spice latte with extra pumpkin squeezings or whatever spice they're putting in, that's like a little slice of heaven right there.
I mean, it's all of our dreams, if it's not too presumptuous to say that, we will really want to drink our desserts.
That's the truth.
And that's a great way to do it.
Shit.
Plus the caffeine, plus, white girls like it. That's always a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Plus.
Or a minus.
I guess it depends on the white girl. That's a good point, Mike. Thank you for keeping me in check.
Inside a pumpkin, wearing a pair of Uggs.
Mm-hmm.
Be good, baby.
James, what kind of pie would we expect to see at your mother's Thanksgiving meal?
Apple.
Sweet potato pie.
Apple. Have you ever had pumpkin pie?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's a poor man's fucking sweet potato pie.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's a
But you like
it's a,
pumpkin flavored everything else.
It's a sweet potato knockoff. I like pumpkin flavored pumpkin spice lattes and shit because it's literally sugar, pumpkin, cream. I mean, pumpkin spice and cream.
Should they make sweet potato flavored coffee?
If they made it taste like my mom's pie, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Mike, are you under the impression that pumpkin spice lattes or pumpkin coffee tastes like the vegetable?
He is. He
I'm not
probably
under
is.
the impression of anything.
You know it for a fact?
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
I
like-
wouldn't know. I've never eaten a pumpkin, so
You've had pumpkin pie.
and it's delicious.
Okay, so scoop out the pumpkin pie filling, mix it half and half with coffee, and dump in some heavy cream, maybe a little extra sugar, and drink it.
That's
Do you
pretty
have a
fair.
problem with that? I mean, morally, do you have a problem with that? Because you should, because it's disgusting.
I
But
mean, I was gonna say, yeah, it sounds awful.
Wait, have you had a hot caramel mocha from McDonald's?
I don't think so.
You're asking me?
Yeah,
No.
you. Oh, okay.
Why would I have a hot anything from McDonald's other than a sandwich?
Other than hot diarrhea.
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee, James. We've been over this.
All right, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that.
I now in my to be fair to everyone, I have been to a Starbucks in my life, maybe 10 times. I don't know how many times, and I've had Starbucks brought to me, but it's like you were saying, basically, you drink your dessert.
Yeah.
You know, it's some huge chocolate thing with whipped cream and shit on it, and whatever. I don't even know what the hell it was. I used to tell the guy, "Yeah, just get me, you know what I like, the big chocolate thing." You know, like,
I mean, that's
Like,
what
all right,
that's what
you know?
this is. That's what this is. It's just with pumpkin spice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, the pumpkin spice, and I've stood by this. I stand by this. The pumpkin
Okay.
spice latte from 7-Eleven is the pinnacle of pumpkin spice lattes,
Agreed.
and it is literally syrup. You know, hot syrup, and you're like,
I was gonna say,
it's like fucking.
I have
thick.
to
It's
imagine
great.
the 7-Eleven one has to be the most processed, the
Oh, yeah.
most, the
Oh, yeah.
the worst one for you. I'm sure out of all the ones being offered.
With the longest shelf life. It's great.
Yeah,
great.
probably. Have you had anything else that is pumpkin flavored, pumpkin spice flavored,
Yeah,
besides these coffee things? Besides these coffee drinks, like
so the grocery store,
has all
by
kinds of wild
my-
shit.
the
Yeah.
grocery store in my house every year has a 4-foot section of a million different pumpkin spice things, including pumpkin spice checks.
I was gonna
Yep.
say Cheerios or Chex.
Yeah,
okay.
Cheerios,
Cereal.
Chex, they got all that. So there's a bunch of pumpkin spice stuff. We can do a whole we'll do a pumpkin spice episode come November if you'd like, Michael.
Are there pumpkin
Sure.
spice Oreos?
So I can be
Probably.
like,
That is definitely a thing. I've seen those before. They're great.
Now, just to touch on 7-Eleven once
pumpkin
again.
spice. Sorry, there's one more left. English muffins.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
You know those Thomas? What is it?
Thomas.
Thomas-
Thomas's English muffins.
Yeah.
Yep.
They sell pumpkin spice versions of those.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't. Come on, man.
The
You think-
Thomas family
you think
is known
Thomas-
for their flavorful.
You think Thomas back in 1850 or wherever the hell he's from
It's his
be like-
grandmother's recipe,
would
Mike.
be like,
Who
"This
were
is
you?
great," or would they be like, "Poppycock"? You know what they would say.
I think they'd be thrilled to just be in a grocery store. How about
Yeah.
that?
I think so too.
There are no grocery stores back then.
I think they'd be thrilled to exist in 2020, and if they have to have a pumpkin spice version to continue to exist, I think they'll do it.
True. And seeing the bottom line, all those millions of dollars that people spend on their product, that would,
Yeah,
they'd be fine with that. So,
Michael, the socialist in the group here, just give it to me for free. I don't want to pay for it.
The socialist.
he says that a
Antifa.
lot, guys.
He's
For anyone
an-
listening.
yeah, he's
constantly.
a socialist Antifa guy.
Free money.
Yep.
I want to go free college. Anyway, go ahead.
7-Eleven pumpkin spice coffee. Or
Right.
pumpkin spice latte. It's obviously a powder mixed with water. So, how much would you like to have, like half a cup of that powder mixed with just like heavy cream?
It'd be great.
Or snort it. That's a bad idea. Don't do that.
That would burn. It'd be horrible. Be absolute nightmare fuel.
Do you know anyone who works at a 7-Eleven?
I do not.
Damn.
I do not.
if anyone can get us a 3-gallon bag of pumpkin spice latte powder from 7-Eleven, hook it up. That's all I have to say.
I'm sure someone knows.
Okay. Well, thank you, Evan.
You're welcome.
My week was pretty uneventful.
No one asked you.
Did some work, did some whatever. Yeah, that's about it. Dealt with this cat.
Right.
Who's
as you do.
More and more
dependent.
Exactly. You'd think you become independent. No. It's quite the opposite. He's like, I want attention. I want love. Love me, please. Like,
well,
all right.
You're reinforcing the bad behavior. You are codependent with your cat.
I'm being nice to him right this second, but normally I kick him out of my room. I close the door.
Right. You can't show any affection.
I try to. Evan is a monster, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know.
I'm a pragmatist, Mike. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. And also a monster.
A monster. A practical monster.
Correct.
All right. Well, why don't we get into some news? We don't have a lot of stuff to talk about in here.
Isn't there something we've all forgotten to mention?
What's that?
People can see us.
Oh, I guess that is news.
Yeah, that's true.
There's the Bible, and there's this, the next best great thing, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. We're now recording this in video format. Pretty cool. I like it.
Will this be on our YouTube channel?
Probably. That's a great question.
Yeah.
Probably not. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't know. Why wouldn't it be? Yeah. I hope so. How else would people get it? They have to download a 2 gigabyte MP4.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll send you the mega upload link in a personalized email.
Kim.com will be pleased.
Yeah, he will be. But, I knew it.
I'm so valuable. Platform. Yeah,
dude. Apparently, it's still a site. Although I don't think he's involved in it anymore, right?
I don't know. I think it's just called mega.com.
Yeah, Mega Upload is still. I mean, it's still a thing. I get stuff from it every now and again.
I bet you do.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Uh huh. I'm not shaming you, James. I understand.
Bits and bytes. We got it.
That's right.
So everyone let us know what you think of the video format here. We're still fine tuning it. This is our first time trying it out. So let us know what you think. If you have any suggestions, hit us up on social media. Go to our website, IOPanelpodcast.com. And all the links are there on the right-hand side. Let us know.
And thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you next week.
That's right.
We're
Adios! All right. Well, like I said, why don't we get into some news? We only have a couple things to talk about, really. This just kind of caught my eye because it's kind of crazy. Over here in France, some of you have heard of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where French fries come from.
Yes.
Maybe. 9 people detained over beheading of teacher in Paris suburb. What? So apparently they're beheading motherfuckers over there in France and not like the, aristocracy off with his head kind of shit.
That's what I was hoping about. This was about.
Yeah, no, this is like my religion is crazy or I'm a crazy person who believes this stuff.
Yeah,
religion's probably not that crazy.
We're still going to cut people's heads off.
Yeah, it's probably not actually that crazy, but
for a drawing.
And so
how are you going to put a stop to this, Mike?
That I don't know. The teacher was basically he was teaching a class and he was saying how he was talking about the trial that's going on right now, which for the people who, James, we were talking about it earlier. What happened? Like, they drew Muhammad and 18 people died or whatever happened.
Yeah, so it was
Charlie
Hebdo news magazine, I guess. It's like a comic kind of. They do like a comedy magazine thing.
Right. So the trial for all that is going on right now, and he was talking about that in his class and saying like you can't be intimidated, you can't blah blah blah, and he ended up either showing or drawing caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad. And
so
apparently
someone in his class is a snitch.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Should be pretty easy to identify who they are.
Just walk in and say, Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be like, here.
Get this. So the teacher was near his school in the Paris suburb of whatever. It doesn't matter. On Friday, when an 18-year-old Chechen refugee attacked him and cut his throat.
Jesus.
Authorities say the attacker was later shot dead by police after he didn't respond to commands to disarm and acted threateningly.
Mm-hmm. That'll happen.
A Chechen refugee.
So some Chechen, I guess some kid's older brother or something, maybe?
Who knows?
Could be.
The president called it an Islamist terrorist attack.
Mm-hmm.
The president of France.
Why? This is a semi-sidebar.
This is kind of going on over there a little bit here and there, like this kind of crazy shit.
Yeah, they've invaded. They're all over Europe.
Well, that's what I was talking about with one of my buddies. Apparently, they're letting in all these people. Damn immigrants.
What do you mean these people?
Well, apparently Islamist terrorists. No, I don't know. Or just people who believe crazy shit. I don't know. And they're not acting right.
Causing a problem?
I don't know if they're even like...
They're causing a ruckus.
They're vetting the people they bring over. It's just, people believe. What are you going to do?
Right.
You got to cut their heads off, too.
Like my cat here, he's back here believing in something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Okay.
But this is something that's kind of disheartening a little bit. Why is that Charlie Hebdo case in court now? That was like 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Same reason it takes forever for things to come to court here.
I mean, that's a pretty... Is it cut and dry case? Is they talking about cocaine?
Yes, they're talking about cocaine.
Yeah.
That's what it was about, right, James? Charlie Hebdo, cocaine traffickers.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Islamic cocaine.
No.
Best the world can buy.
Poppies, man. Poppies, bro.
No.
Anyways,
okay.
I'm just... Like, why does it take so long to settle that shit?
It happens. That's how it is, man. This is how it is.
You telling me France doesn't have a better court system than the America?
No, they don't.
I guess not.
They definitely don't.
Lame. Okay.
All right. Next up, just thought I'd discuss this briefly. I'm sure everyone's been seeing this in the news, or at least seen mentions of it. They even had some protests over in LA. They had some protests here in DC. Azerbaijan and Armenia have been going at it recently.
Scuffles.
And they actually went to war back in like the early 90s. Same issue. So there's a region in Armenia that historically belonged to Armenia, and everyone who lives there is Armenian. But when all these countries were Soviet bloc countries, Russia was like, here you go, Azerbaijan, you guys can have this region. Right? So for like 30 years or something, or 40 years, Artsakh was part of Azerbaijan, but really everyone there is Armenian, and for hundreds and hundreds of years, it was part of Armenia prior to that. So after the Soviet Union collapsed, this region was like, all right, we're going to go back to being part of Armenia. And Azerbaijan wasn't happy about it. They're like, no. So they actually had a war over it. Finally, all that was over with back in, I think, 94 or something. But now, for some reason, I don't really know why, but there's been renewed fighting now in this region. Now, luckily, there's a pause in the fighting, quote unquote. Although they had a ceasefire last week that didn't even last 5 minutes.
Nice.
So literally, yeah, they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have a ceasefire," and literally, like 5 minutes in, like there was shooting started again. So
It was just a desk pop.
yeah. So I'm glad they're at least have a pause in the fighting. Hopefully they can keep it paused and don't need to keep fighting, because this is kind of bullshit. It's all, I mean, you see, it's like, it's all like people's houses getting hosed. It's hospitals, schools,
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even make sense, So
Especially in 2 countries no one knows about.
that too. You're like, where?
Yeah, I don't know where they are. Somewhere around Turkey, probably.
Something like that. I wouldn't mind going visit there someday, but not while this shit's going on.
Where would you go first, though, Mike?
That's a good question.
If you could go to any European country, where would you go? There is one correct answer for this.
Europe.
Bosnia -
Correct.
Herzegovina.
Correct answer.
Yeah.
Good job, Mike. That was a test. I'm happy you passed.
Thank you. I don't know if I want to go there. It'd probably be fine though.
Yeah, I mean, you go for the lulls.
It's got to be
That's it.
Romania. Got to go for the ladies.
Oh,
I'll go
well,
to Romania
all
with
these
you.
places, you got to go for the ladies.
They got a fake taxi over there in Romania. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, really?
Ho, ho, ho.
Get that on one of your mega links?
No. That's on the old P Hub.
Oh,
Yeah. Romanian fake taxi.
yeah, Armenia. I don't know. They seem they got something good going on. Azerbaijan. I was telling you about that, James, the other day. You go over there and just they're like, "Oh, you're American? Oh, let me introduce you to my daughter." It's like, what?
Yeah, apparently that's how it is. You got to go make it happen.
It sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. I'm down.
We'll go over there. We'll have 3 new boxes on the site. Our Azerbaijani wives.
Oh, when you said 3 new boxes, I thought of something different. you know.
There we go.
I thought of something different too, but something worse.
Okay.
Not really worse, just
Jesus Christ.
different.
Amazon packages?
Kinda, but containing people.
Oh. Yeah.
Bring them back in coffins, right, Mike?
Yeah, exactly. So, looks like we have a late addition to the.
I just stuffed this in there. There's nothing, no link to look at or anything like that. This is just Biden and Trump are doing Biden and Trump things. Michael briefly brought this up in the pre-show. I guess they did their town halls. Biden had more people watched Biden's. Biden's was supposed to be more factual. I didn't watch it, so I don't really know. They said Trump was kind of just doing all the Trump things during his thing. And there's like this lady who went viral in the background who's like the entire time Trump is like in there. She's like nodding. She's like, yes, amen. Donald Trump, amen. This like nutty QAnon lady. So I thought that was kind of funny. But there's nothing about it. Just go vote, man. Go vote. I know it seems like this whole election cycle is dragging on because people's already started voting, but make sure you vote. That's all. Whoever you're going to vote for, go vote. That's it.
Did anyone watch Joe Jorgensen's town hall?
No.
Did
the
you?
Libertarian candidate?
The Libertarian candidate? I did
know
not.
a guy in my
okay.
Discord claims Joe Jorgensen has a chance. I was like, all right, man.
No.
Cool.
Unfortunately, no.
Has this person been introduced to reality? In your
Joe
Discord?
Jorgensen or the Discord? Okay, the Discord person.
Well, both of them.
It's like,
but yeah.
does the Libertarian candidate know what she is?
Yeah, I don't.
A joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
No.
It's fine. Libertarians are stealing votes from the Republicans, and Green is stealing votes from the Democrats. So it all balances out.
Oh
Who's
yeah,
the
the
Green
Green
Party?
Party.
Who's the Green Party candidate?
It's that same lady. It's been for years, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know anything
forgot her
about them.
name.
I don't know anything about the Green Party, so I have no idea.
We'll have to do some research.
She's pretty notable. I can't think of her name right now. But
Ralph Nader. No.
no, it's not Ralph Nader. It's a woman. It's been a woman for years.
GP.org, huh? Okay.
Oh no, it's a guy, Hawkins.
Apparently it's a bald black lady.
No, it's some guy named Hawkins.
And she has iPhones as earrings.
Wow.
I mean, take a look at it. Tell me I'm wrong.
That's a sight to see.
It is a sight to see. gp.org/2020. That's the site. I'm going to put that in my extra section. It's an old white guy, surprise, and a bald black woman. She's not really bald, but really short hair.
Interesting.
Okay.
I do find it interesting that the first image on their slideshow has a man wearing a Confederate flag t-shirt. They probably could have chose something better. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, I see.
It looks like it's a guy named Howie Hawkins.
Well, Evan, I think the reason they're showing this guy in the shirt is because protect the election from Trump's racist vigilantes.
I see. So it's doing a quick 180.
Well, they're just showing how racist, quote unquote, those people are.
Those aren't iPhones. They're just, I don't know, tags. I don't know what the fuck
they're luggage tags made out of wood.
They look like luggage tags. That's exactly what they look like. Luggage tags made out of wood.
I mean, whatever. You want to hang luggage tags / iPhones from your thing? That's fine. Do whatever. Yeah, there you go. See? Howie Hawkins and whoever she is.
That's just a safety hazard.
Luggage tag gal.
Angela Walker.
Yeah.
Angela Walker, that's her name. Yeah, okay, so he's running for president, and I guess she's running for vice president. I assume.
Well,
I don't know.
Luck. Good luck. They've got a hell of a chance. No, they don't have a chance. All right.
0%.
0% chance.
Okay. Good
All
times.
right. Well, cool. Under stranger danger, what do we have here? What's this first one?
I have 2 links. The first link makes sense. Mike, since in the past couple of weeks we had talked about Starlink and global internet, 60 more Starlink satellites went into orbit. Now there are 835 in orbit around our great planet. They're planned to be thousands, and the goal is to launch 120 new Starlink satellites every month. I'm going to ask James, do you know if there's been any more expansion of their beta program or alpha program or anything?
I haven't heard anything. I don't know.
And you are on their mailing list, I assume?
I am, but I haven't received anything from them yet.
Like, James, you're our contact. All right.
I signed up 4 times.
You're our inside guy.
I have a feeling no one in a metropolitan area is going to get access, though.
That's fair. Also notable about this touchdown marked SpaceX's 62nd successful booster recovery since 2015. It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
Wow.
They're sending them up there left and right, Mike.
They had that many. Yeah. They're using those ships.
The boats.
With the crazy names?
The automated boats or whatever.
Yes.
Do they have crazy names, Michael?
They do.
What are they called?
I think.
Is it like the Pinta, the Santa Maria, and Jeff?
That'd be great.
I don't remember what they're called. Here we go. One is called Just Read the Instructions.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
One is called Of Course I Still Love You. And the other one is called A Shortfall of Gravitas.
I like that one. The first one should have been named RTFM.
Well, I'm sure they wanted it to be, but, you can't.
That's not politically correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Anyways, thought I'd mention something useful. SpaceX doing great things with their Starlink internet service for the entire world. Now moving on to something that makes no
completely
sense.
selfless, right?
Completely
free.
selfless. Correct. It is free. It's free, open, and good.
Yeah.
You know what else is wide open? That's right. The surface of the moon. And Nokia got a contract to deploy 4G networks on the moon. Because
Haven't they heard of 5G?
Why the fuck not? Well, they addressed that in this article, saying that they're going to equip it with 4G first and then eventually upgrade to 5G because that makes so much sense. They say this could ease or quicken communications amongst moon residents. It's not a thing, but that's part of their justification. Luckily, it's only going to cost about $14 million, which seems very affordable for something so useless.
How that's so weird. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So if we ever go to the moon, my iPhone will just work.
Yes.
Sup? I'm
Right.
with it. I'm with it. This is our first step into getting to be like Artemis, James.
It's like, welcome to MoonNet.
Sponsored by
wanna
Verizon.
You want to call Earth? There's a 2-minute data lag at $3,000 a minute. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that is crazy. Okay. Well, good luck to them.
I thought it was nonsense enough that it should be mentioned.
If you're on the ISS, do you have access to the internet?
Yes.
It's just a lot of lag.
it's probably fast
Yeah.
as fuck. Boy.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's fast. The speeds are fast. The latency is probably like a few seconds.
I mean, go to www.wikipedia.com and hit enter, and then I'm sure once it gets back to you, it looks fast. But how long does it take to?
I would guess a few seconds, and I can only make that assumption because I watch a lot of boat life videos on YouTube, and the channel SV Delos got satellite internet on their boat, and they have 600 megabit down and 50 megabit up. It's crazy speeds, but the latency is about 800 milliseconds. That's 1 second. So I'm assuming if you go to space, it's a little bit farther than the ocean. So you might have,
Yeah, so it's
Maybe like a
Got it right here,
500.
600 megabits per second.
Perfect.
It says the ISS now has better internet than most of us after blah blah blah.
True.
Okay. Huh.
Better than me.
I got an upgrade, so that must be the latest gen of satellite internet. Is that speed? That's good. Because remember, it was what was it back in the day? It was slow, and it would be a dial-up return, and
They would just one of the things they always would have to send up on the space shuttles for I want to say refueling, but sort of restocking. If you go to the drive-through in banks, they have those vacuum tubes, and they got the things you put your checks in. That's the way they used to communicate. They put notes in there and just throw it down to Earth. It took a long time.
are you being serious? No. Okay, cool. I was like, that is how the first satellites worked. Sort of.
Drop the payload.
The first spy satellites. Yeah.
that's how the first spy satellites work.
I like how my stories have 7% possible truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like two truths and a lie. In his case, it's all lie built around a tiny bit of truth.
Yeah. It's like the lie was that there were two truths. There are 3 lies.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's go on down to entertainment. How about that? So, first up, movie night. Movie night.
We had a successful movie night, I think.
We did. It's a good
It was our
time.
second one.
It was our second one. You're right. This one, though, was all hosted. Well, I guess it was the other one was hosted by us last time, too. Yeah, we had our first kind of IOPanel movie night. So that's kind of nice.
Family affair.
Tammy and the T-Rex, starring Paul Walker and Denise Richards. Although Paul Walker is probably not in 70% of the movie, 60% of the movie.
But his essence is.
Technically. It's a horrible, horrible animatronic dinosaur.
I mean, he means well.
I mean, I don't mean like he's a bad person. I mean like it's or a bad dinosaur or
it's
whatever.
It's not Paul Walker's fault, Mike.
I mean, that's debatable, but yeah. So anyway, though, so the movie was awful, but awful in a fun way. So laughs were had by all.
True.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Now, really, Mike, you make a solid argument. This could all be Paul Walker's fault if he just stayed away from Billy's girl. This could have been avoided.
Billy, the molester rapist.
Yeah, the unchecked molester rapist in high school.
The unchecked, and basically a murderer.
Yeah, I gotta say that I don't think I could have stayed away from Denise Richards either.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, this was a fun movie. We watched. I got the clip from. I heard about it from. I can't think of the guy's name now, but we talked about him a couple shows back, and that's where I found out about this movie from, and it was totally worth watching. It's a good time.
It is worth watching if you like pretty bad movies, but funny bad movies.
Yeah, it's bad. It's it's really bad, but it's worth your time. You're gonna enjoy it if you like bad stuff.
Exactly. We use Discord.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to work pretty well. I'm actually very surprised at how well it works, but pleased. I'm glad.
Yeah.
And so, Evan, I will ask you this.
Sure.
One of my favorite questions. How does Discord make money? Yes.
Coke on you.
I don't see any ads. Maybe there are ads. I'm just not seeing them or something.
So a couple of ways. So you can support them by buying Discord Nitro, which is like $5 a month or something like that. And if you have your own Discord server, you can do custom emotes and carry over your emotes from other Discord servers wherever you go. So that's one way to support them. I don't think there's ads. There might be support from like game companies, or like maybe it's like just Steam or something like that. Also, what do they say? If you don't know what the product is, you are the product. Something like that.
Yeah.
So we are the product. Every Discord server is on their equipment, and everything is logged. So they do what they want with that.
And then?
Then they turn that into money. Greenbacks.
No.
Huh.
Bluebacks.
They sell it to the Chinese or something? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know what their business model is. I don't get it. But
James, do you have another take on how Discord makes money?
So I pay for Discord Nitro because it gives me a higher speed for screen sharing.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it gives you it's above 60 frames or something like that.
Okay.
And you get custom emotes and all that stuff. I don't care about the emotes. I just did it so my screen share was faster and better. Because I had problems with screen share, and honestly, probably next go around I'll try to cancel it because it proved to be worthless, honestly. And then if you want the options, I guess if you have a popular Discord, like if you're a professional streamer or something like that, then it might be worth your money to pay the fee to promote or boost your Discord, which gives you a bunch of cool features, like you can have discord.gg/IOPanel, or IOPanel/.gg/Discord or whatever like that, a direct link to your Discord, and you can have gifts in the name and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. I mean, there's definitely some cool features that make it good. I wouldn't pay for it if you're a regular person, but yeah, they do make money. I'm sure they make but many tech companies don't break even.
Right.
It's like what Evan says. They're just selling your stuff. I know they have an alliance with Twitch, I know that much because when the Dr. Disrespect got fired from Twitch, he got banned off Discord as well.
Really, all Discord
Yeah.
servers? Like, that's insane. That's a huge overstep.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But dude, I really want to know all the details in that because you know how serious it is. You've probably heard, but Mike maybe has not heard that you're not allowed to play Dr. Disrespect's voice on your stream.
Yeah.
Or you get banned.
Yeah. Discord has a lot. I mean, Twitch has a lot of power. Probably too much. But that they're the only game in town, and that's how monopolies work, right?
Yeah.
They're the only game in town, so they can basically do whatever they want. They can kind of have these crazy rules. Like if if you're banned off of Twitch, then you can't be heard. I mean, Ice Poseidon is a great example of that, right? Like if someone has Ice Poseidon on their stream, they'll be banned.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. Or if he there's a story of a guy of Ice Poseidon walking through the background of someone's stream at like TwitchCon and them getting banned, because his audience was notoriously super toxic, and that became a thing. It became a thing at Twitch.
But it's the internet, Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I obviously they can't do that to the doc. Apparently the doc was playing games with somebody, and they were just like Twitch didn't do anything. So I don't know. I think if Twitch started doing something, people would be like, well, what the fuck? Because they haven't released why. Like Ice Poseidon was banned off of Twitch because he was kind of toxic, and his community was super toxic. The doc's a lot. It's a lot different than the doc situation. Like he just basically some backdoor deal was made, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna get him off our platform. You know what I mean? And it's probably the cost of money. I think that what the doc says is correct. Like people have a lot of ideas about what the whole thing is with the doc, but I don't think that's it. I think the reason the doc is gone is because of Mixer folded, and they were like, well, we were just trying to keep the doc before, but now that we don't have to worry about keeping the doc, let's get rid of him and get Shroud and Ninja back.
Right.
Because if it was a legal thing, or like he was molesting some kid, or something crazy was happening, then there'd be court, or there'd be settlements or lawsuits.
Wait, you're saying he's banned and no one knows why?
Yeah, nobody knows why.
Does he know why?
No.
Twitch has not told him or his legal team why he was banned.
Yeah, and I don't think they will. They don't have to, because they're not going to.
Yeah.
Really?
Mike's like, I'll find it right now. No.
Yeah. Let me do some digging. Let me load up LexisNexis here.
Let me get my team on it. Turns back to the cat. He's like, get on it.
Yeah. Cut to the cat rifling through papers,
Yeah.
drinking a pot of coffee. Your cat's a lawyer, right, Mike?
Well, he's Siamese, so he's obviously a lawyer.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's either a lawyer or a Chinese food guy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two.
I mean,
Which
he's
is
he's an ancient warrior, obviously. So
okay.
If I thought about what a lawyer cat would look like, it would be Siamese. And I don't know why that is, but that's how I feel.
I'm thinking of one of the black and white ones. A little bow tie.
Oh, okay.
That could be good.
That. I feel like it's more like an accountant cat, though.
Well, any kind of professional, Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's like, my cat's a CPA. Like, okay.
Now, if you had to replace the Dos Equis most interesting man in the world with a cat, I'm pretty sure it'd be a Maine Coon. Thoughts?
Yeah.
It's funny you bring up the Dos Equis most interesting man alive.
Yes.
Because the other night I was at our favorite watering hole, Sapphire Cafe, and while I was there, I was sitting outside. A girl took a painting off the wall inside, carried it outside, and walked calmly out the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, where is she going? Like, I was like, whoa, like in slow motion, like, and it turns out she walked out with the most interesting man alive print that they had up on the wall. The bartender eventually went to go retrieve it.
Yeah.
He comes back, like she went like around the corner. He comes back. He ran after her. He comes back with the painting. Then I see he has a phone in his hand, and I thought, oh, he brought his phone. But no, he comes up and he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I got that bitch's phone too.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Smashed it.
I was like, what? So eventually she comes back. I guess she needs to get her phone, right? And so, yeah, I mean, he gave it back to her, but he was like, yeah, you're banned. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Who was it? Anybody I know?
Nobody I know. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. So that was...
How did he get her phone?
He said she was just sitting there texting, and he just yanked it out of her hand.
Oh, okay. I'm not mad at him.
Was she white?
No, but she was with her white friends.
Ah,
Yeah.
a gaggle.
She is...
Difficult to manage.
She was Asian.
Oh, entitled. Nice.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Anybody who lives in this area, regardless of race, and goes to Sapphires on a regular basis, is probably entitled.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say is white.
No, is entitled.
Oh, okay. I mean, at heart, at least.
Well, yes and no.
Well, that's fair.
Kind of entitlement Sapphires is used to is specific to that area, for sure.
Yeah. I appreciate the story, Mike. I'm not too pleased that you witnessed such a heinous crime and didn't try to stop it. I recommend you contact your cat for legal advice and prepare for your court date.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate your advice,
You're welcome.
Evan. Let's
How
go
did
to
we
the
talk
next
about
thing.
this?
So movie night was great. Awesome.
Yeah. Back on topic.
Discord is great.
Uh-huh.
Blah blah. Shroud is great. They're all great. We love them. Don't care.
Shroud's okay.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
He's got a weird beard, so I'm not a fan right now.
I don't even know who that is, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Let's go
Michael
on to
brings
the-
up Shroud randomly. He's like, "Fuck, I don't know who that is." I'm sure you guys mentioned him before.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mike.
So next up, Discovery, Season 3, Episode 1, Star Trek Discovery. Okay, so the new episode came out. And I'm glad they did the tiny recap at the beginning because I barely remembered what happened.
Yep.
I did not go back and rewatch. I should have. I liked the episode. I heard you guys didn't. I want to hear your take.
I thought it was okay. I like the end. I feel nostalgic and honored. And, it brings meaning to all of our lives.
With the Indian guy?
I mean, I thought he was like Sri Lankan, but sure, Mike. If everyone who looks like that's Indian to you, then I guess he's Indian.
I believe they're called Desi. We've been over this.
We probably have been over this. Mike is our cultural expert.
Yeah.
That's right. The white man is the cultural expert.
I thought it was okay.
Andorians and the other guys, the Orions. Orions weren't nearly big enough.
True.
In my opinion.
It has been nearly 1,000 years, so maybe, and I'll say 300-ish years since the burn. So maybe they haven't been able to get all of their foodstuffs and drugs.
I mean, the Orion's pretty fucking big.
Yes, but he's not like 7 feet,
No.
430 pounds.
He could be a small one.
He could be. He's the runt of the litter.
Sorry, I'm too used to seeing in I believe it was an episode of Enterprise that they had Big Show playing an Orion, who is apparently a very large wrestler.
Yeah.
Yes. He is roughly 7 feet, 425 pounds.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's on a very low quality Netflix show now.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad. It's like him and his 3 daughters. It's a comedy. It's really bad.
Boy.
Yeah. Avoid at all costs.
My life as a blah. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I wasn't impressed. I was actually glad that Burnham seemed not to overact very much, which has been, a tough thing to watch in mostly season 2, I think.
She's a bad actress, though, man.
She's kind of a bad actress, but maybe she is learning. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I will keep watching season 3, of course.
She could look. I'm sorry to interrupt you. She could get it, but she's a bad actress. Like this scene, and it's not what we have here, but it's around the same time as she has this fight with the guy on the beach, and she's like making these faces, like she's like, "Oh, my crew!" It's just like, what are you doing?
Right.
She's so bad. I mean, my God, she's bad.
I liked it.
Of course you did, because you're a simpleton.
Thanks.
You're a simple man who likes simple things. I want Broadway style acting, high level acting, chops.
Yeah,
you gotta have chops for me.
I thought it was her showing us her reacting, her being human, and then she like shut it down. It was like, all right, I'm gonna do the Vulcan thing and be like, all right, done.
She doesn't do enough of the Vulcan thing for someone who's raised as Vulcan.
So that's the way I interpreted it.
She's more human than Tilly, who is the best girl, by the way. Tilly is best girl. But she's more human than any person on the show. And she's like a Vulcan with horrible mood swings. It's really bad.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to put it.
She's always in love or crying or being emotional, and it's always too much. It's always like, it's crazy. It's never subtle or like whatever. Like I like her as a person, and I bet she's probably has potential to be a good actress, but she's not. It's too much. It's always too much. That's the most depressing thing. And the times when she should feel, it's just she makes a squinty face. She makes that one same squinty face. Like, I can't explain to you, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
She makes it on the beach. She makes it with the fucking guy, the fucking Desi Sri Lankan guy. She makes it with this black guy who, to me, should have been the black guy from the fucking Short Treks. Come on, get it together. Why did they bring a new guy in?
Yeah, you're right. That would have made all the sense in the world.
I don't understand why. Look, I'm sorry. It's Evan's turn. Evan, please continue.
No, I appreciate the input. I like that. Well, no, I don't even care. I was going to say I like that we see more of Morn's race, the blob people, as security guards for the Orion Syndicate. But I don't actually. Yeah, back left. I don't care that much.
Aren't they Gorn?
Morn the Gorn? That could be it. I actually don't know what Morn's race is. So you could be right. The thing that I found most interesting was the whole concept of the burn, when, basically nearly all of the galaxy's dilithium blew up. I was like, ooh, interesting. Is that a something that Control hatched up? Because they were like, well, if we can't dominate, then we need to destroy other races' ability to travel. That kind of thing.
Could be.
Or was it humanoids destroying it because they were like, oh, if Control gets all these dilithium crystals, they'll be unstoppable. Both sides. 2 options. Could also be an unknown third option. That's it. So those are all of my opinions.
So, obviously this episode is like, I don't know, do we want to give away what happens, or spoiler alert?
I mean, it's part 1. What do you mean give away what happens?
Well, I mean, okay, so
he can talk to animals.
She emerges. She's by herself. Discovery is nowhere to be found. Right? She's supposed to be leading them through the wormhole or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, she's like, where's my ship? Where's my ship? The whole episode, where's my ship? Trying to get in contact with them. And she never does get in contact with them. But we know for a fact that eventually Discovery will show up because of the trailer or whatever they show us at the end of the episode.
Right. And what they did in the end of season 2.
Right.
Yep.
So it's like, okay.
But it's probably quite a long time because I'm going to say at the end of season 2, the little snippets they showed Burnham sort of in her own little ship, you know, at various points in time and clips, and her hair is like really long and braided. Could she have gotten extensions? Sure. But my assumption is that years have passed.
I mean, I think they took some liberties with her hair, but I think it's all the same. I think it's like supposed to be immediately after. I mean, they shouldn't have had her. It shouldn't have had her hair, like her hair definitely has like done a thing, which kind of indicates some time has passed. But I'm hoping that they kind of don't do that because I'm like, what, her hair grew inside the fucking shit? I mean, I don't know.
Yes, in the shit.
I mean, inside the machine, you know?
Yes.
No. I'm talking about after she lands. This is at the end of season 2. They're like, next time on Discovery. And it shows her, or maybe it was like a trailer in between.
Oh, she has long hair, right?
Like long braided hair or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And she's in like her bedroom or like her mom's research station or something like that.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
I will say, nothing beats season 1 of Discovery. I gotta go back to the Klingons. Always love them.
Yeah, where is it? I have it up here somewhere. They show her with the long hair.
I was like, I don't see any Klingons in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if time passes or not. They don't really get into detail. It doesn't seem like it, but maybe a couple of years have passed. You know?
Yeah, I'm just assuming.
Honestly, I hope they don't subject us to that time. Fucking.
No, it'll be flash forward. Also, because of the discussion they had in the new Federation Communications office.
Yeah.
Where she's like, oh, you know about quantum mechanics. I mean, just because they're in there, it could be tomorrow or 1,000 years from now when they appear.
Yeah. I'm interested in the other 2 Federation ships that are in his sector, though.
Yep.
So
you got to reestablish long-range communications and sensors.
If I could, and I think that's probably what the show's going to be about.
Yeah,
right?
Rebuilding the Federation.
Yeah, the show's going to be about them going from sector to sector, reestablishing. But I think if I had a favorite thing about this episode, it's how well they made me give a shit about this Indian guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw him, I honestly from the snippets we saw in the teaser, and from what we saw, what we saw in the beginning of this episode, or what we saw in the in this episode, like with the flag, the little snippets and teasers we saw, I was like, oh, okay, he's a hologram.
Yep, that's what I thought too.
The only reason I realized, oh, he's not a hologram is because the way the episode started. So the episode starts with him waking up every morning, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I was just like, why would this person care about the Federation? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand, you know? But then they explain it, and I was like, I still don't get why he gives a shit. And like, I thought he was going to be like, the only letdown I think is like they made him seem like this really honorable guy who cares about the Federation and all that stuff and his family, like whatever. My only problem is like, why doesn't she like, okay, you're a commissioned officer. Like they could have done more with the commissioned officer thing. Like, okay, well, they could have made it more formal. They could have made a scene where she's in uniform and she pins a shit on him.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting, you know, but instead they did He's like, you're as much as a commission officer as this poodle here. They did this thing, and then they hung up the weird flag that's not the right Federation flag. It's a funky looking one.
It is the right Federation flag.
No,
and they sealed the commission with a handshake. They could have made it way cooler and more official and everything like that. Now, wow.
Oh, shit. Well, we're talking about this.
That's the official flag over there.
Yeah.
We're talking about this Federation flag. And it's actually right here. Okay, that's a weird one. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Federation flags, but that thing that they show...
It is... I'll say this. You are right. I said that the one they showed in Discovery was like on display at Starfleet Academy, like if you went and watched TNG. What I failed to realize is the Federation flag they showed in Discovery is like 1,000 years before. It's not 1,000. We'll say a few hundred years before Next Generation.
Yeah, so this says Discovery flag.
So it's like the original Federation flag or something. Yeah. I don't know what was shown on Enterprise.
Or it's a much later one. Are we 1,000 years in the future?
Yes, but the flag that was hung up was in that guy's family for generations. Untouched, by the way, which really speaks to how much honor he has, because he wants to hang that flag so badly, but he knows that he can't do it himself.
But this is generations after. This is generations after. We're talking 930 years in the future. So so basically something happens in the prime timeline to make it so that the 34th, is it 34th or 32nd, or is it 28th century, when the basically the furthest out Enterprise we know of that comes to see Scott Bakula in Enterprise. Was that the 28th century?
When he's like on Enterprise J or something?
Yeah. How far in the future was that?
I don't know. Mike might know. He's our Enterprise guru.
It's like 26th century or something like that.
Okay, so what about the time travelers from TNG?
Enterprise J is from the 26th century.
Okay, that's the farthest out, I think. But what about the guys from TNG? Was that farther?
The ones who were after the Romulan artifact or whatever?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know which time travelers.
TNG had a future Star Trek, a future star like Enterprise, but not in it. But they had like Picard visited them, or they visited Picard, or something like that.
The only time traveling I really remember is in Voyager. They have the time ship Relativity.
Yeah.
And that's from some like crazy, like the 28th century or the 29th century or something like that.
Are you thinking of the Next Generation finale, All Good Things, James? Where Picard like jumps through his life? Probably not.
No. I don't think so.
I can't think of
it doesn't
the
matter.
other example.
Yeah, but so Relativity is from the 29th century.
Okay, so this is happening in the 30, this is the 800 years or 900 years or something like that from the time. Then they take place in the 24th century.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is like the 32nd century, basically, right?
It's either like 31 something or 32 something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I think
so that guy's flag could still be newer than the flags we know of.
That's true.
And be old, quote unquote.
Yeah.
True. Right? True. Like it could be a bit like imagine if you had a flag from your dad's dad or his dad.
Yeah,
it'd be ancient, but it's only like 120 years ago. It's not that ago.
I get yeah.
It's not 500 years, you know. So
also, how long do human beings live? You telling me his grandfather wouldn't have lived 120 years? I mean, how long does Picard
live? Not if he got blown up by a ship. Oh,
did he get blown up?
We don't know.
I don't know.
The burn, brother.
He's living inside that fucking fucked up comms array. He said his father and grandfather before him lived in the fucking comms array.
Where's this guy's mom? Where are the women at?
They're just hatching them. He's
True.
probably
are they clones?
Clone. In Desi culture, women aren't valued. No, okay. I don't know.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
You want to nominate me as the cultural representative?
You're the cultural representative. I get it. It's
the cultural expert.
Your word is law.
Don't listen to me, folks. I don't know what I'm talking about. Everything I say is a lie, except that, and that, and that. No.
I mean, James, to answer your question, how long do people live? I feel like you could easily live to 150 or so on a well organized diet of replicated protein molecules and rigorous masturbation.
Oh God!
I thought you were going to say a steady diet of fish heads.
I mean, they have a holodeck, so
yeah.
You know what I realized? And this is just a side note, because I was looking for Tilly's nicknames from her episode, from the best episode of Discovery, when she's like the butcher of Planet Blythe, and she's like all like 3 or 4 nicknames. I was looking for her and Captain Killy. I was looking for her nicknames, and that episode's called The Wolf Inside. It's this one right here. Oh no, this is whatever, but it's called The Wolf Inside. And we need to pay more attention to the episode names, because there's an episode of TOS where it's like the wolf in the fold. And this is not the first time that the episode names haven't like become tied together. They've been tied together. I think there's more to, like, we got to pay attention to this. I got to get more into like tracking these episodes in.
You know what the problem is? None of us have watched the original series start to finish.
I've seen the original series.
When?
I mean, but probably in my 20s. Like, I watched it, I marathoned it, but it wasn't like I wasn't like, oh, this is great, you know. It's like probably something to do, you know. It wasn't because I was like passionate about Star Trek at the time.
Yeah.
Or gave a shit. You know what I mean? I wouldn't watching it with the whole like view from TNG like you'd watch now. Like, now we're thinking like about show names and this character's connection to this and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've only seen the odd episode of the original series here or there.
It's only
when I was a child. So
yeah, it's only like 1 or 2 seasons. It's not that much of it.
I think it's 3.
Is it 3 seasons?
Well, 70 some odd episodes. 76, 79 episodes, something like that. Who played the original Kirk?
You're right. It is 70 episodes.
Eric Stoltz.
No, yeah.
He's a time traveler.
Eric Stoltz is a time traveler, and you're correct.
It was Eric Stoltz, really?
No. But Eric Stoltz is a time traveler, just like Marty McFly is.
Mm-hmm.
No, who played? Well, who? Now here's a question: did he play Jim Kirk or did he play someone else? The first episode, the captain was played by, I believe, Jeffrey Hunter. Is that the guy's name?
You're looking at it, I assume so.
Let's see.
I mean, he was only in it for 1 episode, right?
No, the first episode was Pike, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was Enterprise, but it was Christopher Pike.
Yeah, it was Christopher Pike. It's when Pike gets paralyzed. That's the episode, and they go to the planet with the fucking
Telos 4.
The Telos 4, yeah, and that's when Telos becomes like, whatever, quarantined.
A bannable offense.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Hunter's in it as Christopher Pike. Leonard Nimoy's in it. Majel Barrett's in it. And John Hoyt. Leonard Nimoy's Mr. Spock, but he's not the same position. It says Majel Barrett is number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Go figure. That's nepotism for you.
Uh-huh. Exactly. And I want to say the first episode's in black and white.
But I like that
I could be wrong.
That nod. If Luoxana Troy is first officer, they did that again on the Enterprise from season 2 of Discovery with Pike and a female first officer. How about that? That's a nod to history right there, Mike. Take a lesson.
Oh, with the blue painted gal. What's her name?
Rebecca Romaine.
Yes, her.
Yep.
Exactly. It's quite an outfit they got her in this show.
I mean, it's a good Starfleet uniform.
Indeed it is.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Very good. Okay, so you guys looking forward to more episodes of Discovery, or you done with it? You writing it off? You done?
No. I'm very much looking forward to watching the 3rd season.
You sound thrilled, James.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. It's Star Trek, and I'm looking through the short treks, and there's a ton of short treks that I hadn't seen before that I'm not familiar with. So I'll probably go through and watch a bunch of short treks and all kinds of stuff to get back up to speed here with everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's one about Pike's crew where Spock is looking extremely Spocky. Yeah. I'm trying to find the guy. Here he is. That's him. Addison Hodge. That's the guy. Aldous Hodge. That's the guy. He's the guy, the black guy from Short Treks.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is
the first future guy? His voice sounded totally different, and he had a different name.
Yeah, in the Short Trek, he's what is he? What's his? Let me see if I can find him here.
I don't remember, but if it's the same guy, if it's supposed to be the same character, then they definitely fucked up in the Short Trek because they kept referring to the Federation as the Vadrash, and they didn't do that in episode 1.
Yeah, sadly, I think the whole thing with the Short Trek was a throwaway, honestly.
Yeah.
So if you look here, this is the guy from the Short Trek. And I'm going to share this on the screen here.
Mm-hmm.
That's him from the Short Trek, right?
Okay.
So I could see where they're trying to say, oh, it's the same guy. You know what I mean? But it's definitely not the same guy, right? Like, it's 100% not the same guy. So, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I know, right? It's a little confusing. I mean, they're both black, so...
Right.
That's him from the Short Trek.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man.
Is it the same guy?
I don't think it is. I mean, we're going to see right now.
It looks like the same guy, but it probably isn't.
Yeah, it is not. David Ajala.
Siddig El Fadil.
Different guy. Looks very close to that guy, but not him.
Maybe they picked him because he looks close.
Well, here's the question I have to ask.
They couldn't get the other guy, maybe. I don't know.
Here's the question I have to ask. In 2020, when continuity is so easy to follow, it'd be one thing if they were like, oh, this Short Trek was filmed in 1962, and it takes place in the same timeline. We really couldn't be bothered to connect them. You know what I mean? Okay, fine. But this was filmed in like 2017. So why not make the effort just to do it? I mean, I'm gonna be straight with you. We live in Hollywood. We live in 2020 where when Hollywood has proven one thing to me, they're not gonna have another black guy, another bearded black guy who's this guy. This guy's not gonna be on the show. This other guy. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna be there. They got the one black guy they're gonna have. It's this guy, not the other guy. So
that's it, huh?
How's that other guy tie in? When is he on the ship? Like, there's so many loose ends and things. All the Short Treks tie into the storyline. The Short Trek with Tilly and the alien princess.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
It was good, but it connects to the last season.
Yep, perfectly.
So where does his Short Trek connect in? Because he's on Discovery where there's no crew. So what's happening? They're just like, why go through all of that just to be like, it's a one-off throwaway? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? And then you bring a very similar looking character back. I don't really appreciate that.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like they kind of abandoned that short trek because he was on Discovery when its computer like gained sentience or something, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Evan, that's not going to happen for another 6 seasons. So
Oh,
they're
fair.
gonna bring it back then.
They're playing the long game. I got you. I got my
Good
eye on
luck.
you, Alex Kurtzman.
Good luck. We all know Star Trek. No Star Trek is ever going to go that long. Okay, unless it's got fucking a Jean-Luc Picard type character in it, which this show does not have.
James, like, I already got 3 shows going. They're gonna have 5 more. I mean, what do you think's going on? I mean,
Michael, you know what's going to happen.
they're doing a full court press right now, all Trek, all the time.
All these things are going to get canceled. Okay,
They're just
They're
hoping
doing
one will stick.
a Trek on Nickelodeon. They're doing the Trek on the other Trek that we just didn't watch, Lower Decks.
Yep.
They're talking about a new Deep Space Nine show now. They're
I hadn't heard that.
idea.
I want to talk about that. But
yeah, they're floating that
Picard,
idea.
Pike, Section 31, maybe question mark.
Right. Forgot about that. See?
I have been watching more Deep Space Nine, by the way. I'm back to it.
Oh yeah?
It's great.
I see. I never had a problem with Deep Space Nine. I just didn't like it as much as the other shows. But going back to it and watching it now, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's the episode, James? Calypso?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway.
There you go.
Tell me it's not the same guy. Come on.
Not the same guy.
Okay.
But you see what I'm saying? They're not going to have these two guys here on the show together.
Are you going to be like, which one's which? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, if it's and look, it's not a matter of the guy being black or not. It's just the fact that you're not going to have two very similar looking characters. That's just Hollywood doesn't do that. You know, characters have to be. You have to differentiate characters for the audience. So this is like, I feel like this Calypso plot line is a forgotten plot line.
Yeah,
it's just dead. You know, which is sad because the Calypso short trek is really good. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. It's really good. It's excellent. And it takes Star Trek in a whole new direction, which is super interesting, you know, because we live in a world where Hollywood does not approach AI in a good way. And here is an interesting approach to AI, you know? So, yeah.
Right, exactly. So, Evan, I'm going to put this here at the end.
Please do so.
We can talk about it. Oh.
Deep Space 10?
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So anyway, let's give Trek a break for a second, but not sci-fi. Because what do we have up next here? For All Mankind.
Yeah, so this is this wasn't, I'm not gonna play the audio, but this is the Netflix's not Netflix, Apple's alternate history space show that starts in the 60s, and basically it takes place in another timeline where the US lost the space race, and it's really well done. It looks very good. It's got Werner von Braun in it, and you know all the pivotal characters at that time, and it's just well done. I watched the entire first season. Unfortunately, I had to torrent it because it's impossible to get Apple TV. But if you want to sign up for Apple TV, it's one of the good additives on Apple TV. It's quite enjoyable. You know, I had a good time watching it. There's some really good scenes, and I wish I could find. There's one where this is one of them, but there's a scene where the cosmonaut helps the. Oh, good. I have a reminder, as I always do during the show. Thank you. I got to fix that. Where the cosmonaut helps the U.S. This is one where he helps them. He helps them load fuel onto their capsule or something. But there's one where there's like an adversarial one where they're standing in front of each other like this, and it's such a great scene, you know. And there's a lot of these good scenes from it's like the 90s style spacesuit that we recognize, and it's really good, man. This is a show that's totally worth your time if you're into space, if you're interested in space history. And the nice thing about this isn't just telling a historical thing, it's carrying into the future. So right now, as the show ends, the first season takes place a span of like 10 years, maybe. So when the show ends, it ends in the 80s with Ronald Reagan getting into office. So definitely worth watching. Definitely worth watching. And so and I don't want to spoil it, but season 2, there's video of astronauts carrying rifles on Mars, which is pretty cool. So, not Mars, on the moon. With this kind of they have so basically the Cold War has continued. So they went from the moon race, to the race for the base. So in the show, they build a military outpost on the moon, and there's no Geneva Convention, obviously no Geneva Convention thing that says you can't have military shit on the moon and the moon belongs to everybody. That never occurs. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Interesting. Any idea how fast a bullet would travel on the moon?
I don't know, but I think it's the same. Be the same.
No air resistance.
Yeah,
Maybe
no air resistance. Probably crazy.
How would you even fire a gun on the moon? Would that even work?
Same way you'd fire it underwater.
Yeah, this is the season 2 teaser that I'm playing right now with no audio, so hopefully we won't get a DMC strike on our first video.
Yep.
But yeah, so this one, yeah, they have increased the moon base size, and it's pretty cool, man. It's exciting, and it's got obviously all the old stuff. And in this one, all the astronauts get Corvettes, like always. Like that used to be a thing where astronauts got Corvettes, and so they continue it. It's really good, man. I had a good time watching this, and it's from Battlestar Galactica. Yeah. So here's a great scene. We'll go back here. And I watched a video discussing how this was possible. See if we show it again here. If I went to the right place. It's with right here. Yeah, the Columbia. So apparently this is not possible. And I did not know that. But the shuttle is not built to leave orbit, period. Mm-hmm. Not at all. It is not designed to leave orbit. I had no idea. But it's basically the shuttle is basically a tiny ass capsule like they always had in the 60s and 70s, and then with a payload crammed on the back and a rocket booster.
Right.
And wings so it can attempt to land. That's
something
all
to help it not plummet to Earth.
Yeah, exactly. That all it
is.
That
makes sense because these things are always called orbiters.
Yeah. So it's not made to leave. So they're talking about like, well, this wasn't really possible. And apparently there's a great video on Science Every Day, and I'll have to find it, and I'll post it in the show notes so I can find it before we finish the show today. But there's a great video where the guy explains there was a version designed by whoever made the space shuttle, designed for this. But this isn't it. They're like, oh, it has to have these things. And they point out all the features it's supposed to have. But yeah, I'm excited about Fall of Mankind season 2. I don't know when it comes out. Probably sometime in the fall. It is the fall right now, but it's supposed to be October, November. I mean, I've heard mixed theories on when it's coming out, but yeah, it's really good. I mean, sadly, it's on Apple TV, so no one will see it, and it will probably end before its time, sadly. But yeah, quite good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would be interested in seeing that space-faring space shuttle if you ever find the link.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, let's check that out. Next up, more sci-fi. James and I are going to discuss the latest entry in the Babaverse series of books. The newest one just came out not too long ago called Heaven's River.
So good.
So good. It's many years later. There are a lot more Bobs now. and there are different factions of Bobs. So before they all just kind of agree and they're like, yeah, it's whatever. But there are no rules, there are no laws.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if the three of us had a society and we're like, all right, yeah, everything's good. We don't need laws. I know you're not going to kill me. I know blah, whatever. It's all good, right? Unless I become a vampire. But that's different.
Mike, hate to do it to you,
This bastard. So. Guess who I'm biting first. So anyway,
I love how that's one of you guys' sticking points. Like this is for anyone listening, this is a long time thing between Michael and Evan about Michael becoming a vampire and Evan having to kill him. It's just like this thing that's gone on for years and years and years, and it's just fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just using vampirism as an excuse. Maybe I just want to kill you in real life and I can't say it. Who knows?
Could be. Well, anywho, in this book, so a lot more going on, a lot more Bobs, different factions, like I said. But one of the Bobs, the original Bob, he wants to find out what happened to one of the guys that went off and they never heard back from him ever again.
So, wait a second, Michael, really quickly. So, just for you guys who don't understand, the Bobiverse is about a guy whose consciousness is basically frozen or preserved to become a von Neumann probe, and he becomes a von Neumann probe, and it's von Neumann probe, right, Michael? Yeah. So the von Neumann probes are self-replicating space probes. It's a theory that exists in real life. It's a space probe that basically can recreate itself and then go off, say, okay, and then go off in another direction. And then that one can recreate itself and go off in another direction. So basically you just keep branching out new probes, with the previous information and knowledge of the probe that created it. That's what a von Neumann probe is. So that's what Bob is. Bob and all his constituent brothers, I guess, are all von Neumann probes based on this one formerly living human being's consciousness in the book.
Correct. Exactly. So, and the first one, whoever got woken up and like, all right, guess what? You're a computer now, bro. He still thinks of himself as Bob. The other ones, who it's the name of the original guy, the rest of them, they're all descended from him, but some of them begin to realize that they're quite different from the original Bob, the human. So they give themselves other names so they can differentiate and stuff. But anyway, so this Bob, the original Bob, he wants to find out what happened to one of their buddies. So other ships have gone out, tried to look for him. They can't find him. And I'm talking, they've gone out for years and years and years trying to find this guy. And he takes it upon himself to find him. And of course, he hits pay dirt in the form of, instead of finding a Dyson sphere, he finds, I don't remember what it's called now, but another giant ass structure, might as well be as big as a Dyson sphere. But it's like a giant Mobius loop, Evan, or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's another giant space megastructure in line with a Dyson sphere.
It's designed for creatures to live in and everything.
It's the Halo ring.
I forget what it is.
It's okay. Imagine the Halo ring, but it goes on for like 9 billion miles around a sun in a bunch of loops.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. It's Mobius something. Michael's very close. But it's like the Halo ring. It's just like the Halo ring, but it's massive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They examine it. They're like,
sorry, and it's all enclosed.
Okay.
The Halo ring is an open ring. This is an all enclosed space, 100% enclosed.
Right, a closed system. So they find a way in. They get in, and they realize that there are creatures that live in there. They basically look like giant beavers. Like they're giant sentient beavers.
Yeah, with beaks.
Why? Are they fascists also?
No, but they are like stuck in the 1850s. but it seems to be like by force.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you guys can't advance any further than this. Sorry, you know. And so it just goes from there. But it's pretty interesting, pretty fascinating. And yeah, and I think it's actually one of the longer Bob books, if not the longest. And yeah, man, it's just crazy. It's a crazy book.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun and it's cool. And you're like, wow, this is kind of crazy.
I think
I enjoyed it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, and I thought when I heard this, I was like, "Oh, Michael's gonna love this." So the guy Bob, the original Bob, he's like one of us. You know what I mean? He's a sci-fi dork. You know, so as the Bobs start to separate mentally, like they start to have this mental drift where you're not all like Bob, you're not all like based upon the same guy. Like everyone, they have like started separating into certain groups. You have the gamers and the artificial AI group. They're called the Skippies, which is a kind of a reference to another book series about a super AI. And then they had this other group called the Federation, which is all Trekky, like Trek, like, and they wear like Federation uniforms. And actually there's one of the original Bobs, the first generation Bobs, he called himself Riker. Yeah.
So these probes designed uniforms for themselves and they wear them flying through space?
No. So they're just probes, but they obviously have some kind of an artificial matrix inside, which is a brain.
Okay.
And then for the artificial matrix to survive, like to keep from going insane, they have to have a VR workspace where they can imagine themselves as a human being. So the way that you as the reader are introduced to them and the way that you as a reader see them interacting is in their VR space.
Understood.
You know? But yeah, so the Federation guys, they take the concept of do not interfere to like the nth degree, where like the Bobs should not interact with humanity or any other species, and it just goes off the rails completely from there. It's great, man. That's like a subplot to the main plot about what Michael talked about. It's a good book. I mean, if you're into sci-fi and you want to have a good time, the Bobiverse books are excellent. And they're by who are they by, Michael? Who's the writer?
Dennis E. Taylor.
Yeah. And he's a great sci-fi author. He's like right up there with Robert Weir.
Robert Weir.
Yeah, the guy from the Martian.
Oh.
Is it Daniel Weir, Robert Weir? I think it's Robert Weir.
I think it's Andrew
Weir, yeah. I mean, but these are all prolific guys. They do great work, and it's like, you know, just some of the top tier sci-fi authors, if you ask me.
And what's funny is this guy is mostly self-published and all that. Like, I'm pretty sure this audiobook is by Audible Studios, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's crap. It's actually quite good. So.
Is Audible Studios like Amazon Basics?
Yeah.
Is it, have you run into bad Audible Studio books?
No, but it's like, you know, someone who couldn't get on, you know, St. Martin's Press or Blackstone Audio or blah, 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 you know?
I mean,
like they don't have a real publisher, quote unquote, you know?
I mean, I don't even know what a real publisher means. The book I'm reading right now.
Macmillan Audio presents
Macmillan and Wife.
Yeah, I mean, the Audible book that I'm reading right now is written by, it's published by herself. You know, the publisher is her.
The worst one I ever had was a guy read his own book and he did it like this in his own room. And it sounded worse than we sound right now. Like way worse.
I mean,
way worse.
That's not ideal.
Like it sounded like, I don't know what he was using, that microphone that comes with the iPhone, but probably even worse.
Oof.
I don't know what he was using. Yeah, it sounded bad. I was like, what is going on here?
I mean, that's Audible's fault, though. They should be like, oh, that's not acceptable. They should have quality settings.
I think it actually might have had good content, but it was just such a bad fucking read. I was like, ugh.
But I've heard some books on Audible that are horrible. There's like people in the background talking and like You know,
That's fucking funny.
it's crazy. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
You report to Audible, you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, so you'll read you'll read the comments. It comes like, what the hell's going on? You know, they're like, what is this? I don't think Audible ever does anything about it. I don't think Audible cares. I think they just kind of take the content and they're like, all right. You know, they have too many books now to keep track with all of it anyway, so they don't care.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Mike.
Last but not least, we have a story here. It's kind of, I think it's more rumor than anything, but for Evan's benefit,
Yep.
there's a story about a new Star Trek show that's coming out based upon Deep Space Nine. So apparently it's according to this article, they're like, that's the show that's been getting the most praise recently and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's strictly true, but whatever. It's somewhat true. I mean,
It's
still been talking about it.
Just saying, it's the best one.
It is not, but
It's the most different one. How about that?
I guess. Look! See right there on the left, Jennifer. I'm sorry, on the right, Jennifer Lien. How Harry Kim's sex appeal ended her career. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, it's the fact that, I mean, I'm personally a TNG guy, obviously, but I mean, hey, the more shows, the better. I don't care. You know, let's bring them out.
Shut up, Wesley.
Except, don't do that. Come on. Or, except what's his name's dead, Odo,
and
is Quark dead?
And no, his nephew.
His nephew's dead. Yeah.
Oh, fuck his nephew.
He was an important character in the show.
Nog.
Yeah.
Nog. Come on.
Nog.
Come on. Go, my. All right.
By the way, this is the most action a Star Trek show has seen in ever.
Speaking of decapitation.
And coolest. I don't know why this is here on this article, but it's great.
Because they're talking shit about Picard.
And Picard is like, don't do that. It's too cool. Now we're gonna go back to awkward TNG fights where no one actually gets hurt.
The paragraph right below that GIF,
yeah,
insinuates why it's there.
The funniest thing I've ever seen is people talking about that Evan GIF versus whatever.
Yeah,
and people are like, if God came down himself and said it was pronounced, GIF.
Yeah,
he's like, I'd say, all right, Jod.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God. I mean, the guy who made it said it's pronounced GIF.
He was goofing around.
No. Oh, great. This is just what we need. There's a 50-50 chance we're living in a simulation. Wonderful.
Yeah, I saw that.
True.
Yeah.
We either are or are not. 50-50. Well.
Not sexy. Sorry. They even dressed her like a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried changing that a little later. They're like, all right, let's not make her 2, whatever. But yeah.
That's when she's giving birth.
Yep.
Oh God. Michael, is he sexy?
That's a handsome man.
Is he?
I
He's
guess.
got nice hair.
Was the appeal just that he was like Asian?
Probably. Young.
I can't believe Mr. Tom Paris wasn't on the list.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tom Paris is your classic bad boy. He should have been on that list.
He was in jail, likes to go fast, whatever.
Yo, she was in SLC Punk. That was a good movie.
I've never seen
Matthew Lillard?
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this, folks, go watch SLC Punk. It's a good movie. Oh God.
Yeah.
She has not aged well.
I told you, it's not the years, it's the mileage. Look at that.
Has she fallen off? Is she still alive?
She's alive, but that's, if you call that being alive, there's
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah. We talked about this, James.
I didn't realize she'd fallen off that much. I mean, look at her. Holy Christ.
Yeah.
That's not good, man. That's not good.
You know, there's a problem when somebody named when you're getting arrested by Sheriff's Deputy Wes Stooksbury. Ugh, Jesus. That's how you know your fucking career is falling off the ledge. Officer Stooksbury is coming after you. But she wasn't that like whatever. They didn't do her any justice. What they should have gone for was this. Ooh la la. I mean, she's like the right mix of like not a robot and sexy.
Yeah,
you know?
I personally hated her character's personality though.
I mean,
But
it's
this
annoying,
is preference.
but ooh boy, look at that.
Yeah, Ms. Jolene Blaylock.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Oh boy. Oh. Lord have mercy. Thank God for the mirror universe.
Yeah, if you click on the Hoshi article, they have a picture of Hoshi in
Oh
there.
yeah, I saw that up here. I was like, I hope they have a picture of her in from the mirror universe. She's
you know they do.
just fucking there. It is.
James,
Oh,
is
me,
that
oh
what
my.
is that what we call in the business a midriff?
Yes, it is. It is. It is.
Why is a cat suit called a cat suit?
Is that Eric Roberts?
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh boy, what's he doing?
not Eric Stoltz, but Eric Roberts.
No, not Eric Stoltz.
Mike, I'm going to guess the answer to that has something to do with Batman and the Catwoman character of the 60s or so.
Probably, yeah.
If anyone knows the answer to that, folks, please send us an email. feedback@iopanelpodcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Carl's Jr. This podcast is brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Spaghetti. All right. Well,
There we go.
we'll see if Deep Space Nine ever comes back.
It won't.
Does great. If it doesn't, good. Go fuck yourself. No,
It had a very good ending. It should not come back. I mean, if they come back with new characters on like we're the new crew here on the same space station, I don't know.
Here's what I would like to see. Okay. And we should put together a project team to at least write 2 episodes. Okay. But they got to be 2-hour-long episodes. I would love to see a Star Trek style epic like Game of Thrones, where one season does a deep exploration of the Star Trek lore. So, for instance, in Game of Thrones, you see the Starks and you see the Targaryens and you see this one, and they take you all around this universe. And you know, as a fan, that these characters are probably going to crisscross, fight each other, and come together at different points. But they spend a lot of time involving you with these characters. And the story is not so much that, like, Cisco and Odo are going to end up on another planet fighting these aliens for this one episode. The story is Cisco and Odo's character development and where that's going to take them through the season. You know, and that's a difference between Star Trek. And this is what I was telling you guys about episodic shows, right? You go into the episodic show and you only care for half an hour, 45 minutes. You know, you go into what's it call it? You go into Game of Thrones and you walk away being like, what's going to happen tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like, that's where it is. And then when you finish that episode, you're like, what's going to happen after that? You know, even now, Game of Thrones ended and people are like, what's happening now? And whatever.
Westeros.
Westeros, yeah. So that's the thing. I think.
Shut up, Evan.
I would love to see a Star Trek that has some characters of like a new Deep Space Nine or Deep Space 10 or whatever, like a new Deep Space. Some part of the show takes place here. Some part of the show takes place on a starship. Some of it takes place on a research station. Some of it takes place on an alien planet. You know, whatever. And these characters, all things are happening. You know, the whole time things are happening and they are connecting and not connecting. I would love to see that. That would be interesting to me. I don't want to just see Deep Space Nine. I don't want to just see another rehash of what's happening with the Enterprise. Like, great. They're going to go out into space and fucking explore and then solve racism or whatever the fuck they do. You know, like, cool, but can't we get a little bit more of this deep, vibrant, huge, massive universe that you guys have created? You know, you got all these aliens. Why does all these various aliens have to be set dressing? There's got to be interesting things happening on these worlds.
Mm-hmm.
You think it was necessary for them to kill so many aliens in the latest episode of Discovery?
No. I think they're just trying to crank the edge up. I found that a little bit much myself. Not because I care about the Andorians. I mean, the Andorians are traditionally whores, but I just thought...
I was like, man, they're juicing these guys. I was like, what the fuck?
Didn't it seem like a lot? I'm not the only one. It seemed like a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot too. So.
There was a firefight.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty fucking much. I was like, God damn.
I mean, and the other guy, he just casually kills. I mean, I think this is proven, right? Like, we kind of know this, that casually killing your minions does not ingratiate other people to work for you. Like, people are going to find out. Like, you can't be a leader and you casually kill random people. And I refuse to believe those guys weren't even like in charge of that place.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't even like the bosses. They were just some guys. So they have the pull to casually kill the guards.
Who did they casually kill?
At the end, he killed one of their carriers.
Well, yeah, but those guys are a bunch of assholes.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, but that should be more. It's not.
Are you saying that certain people's lives have more value than others? That's a bold statement, Mike.
That's what he's saying.
I mean, you saw that guy.
He had it coming.
That's right.
Just look at his color. You saw his race.
You saw how big his nose was.
You saw what he looked like. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that guy was a whore, and he was set up to be a whore from the beginning. So.
He didn't even speak English.
So we were like, all right, cool, done him.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I mean, that was a little shocking. The guy's like, fuck this guy. Blah. You're like, oh, dang, okay. You're like, it's like that, But then fucking Burnham and what's his name are just fucking juicing these guys. Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
It's cool that they didn't just teleport away and that was it, but I wish... I don't know. We'll see.
I do kind of like his portable teleporter.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, apparently everyone fucking has one in this fucking place.
Yep.
So, yeah, whatever. But yeah, it is cool. It is cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go on though. Let's product review. I kind of want to hear what this is because when I read this title, all I think of is fucking Buckaroo Banzai. So
I don't know why, but it has nothing to do with Buckaroo Banzai. This is a gaming mouse that I received. I became aware of 3 days ago, and I received this morning. It's here.
Don't you already have one like this?
I mean, the answer to that is yes, of course.
Yeah, a resounding yes. Here's a black one.
I mean, so there's this one here. There's this one here. If that's what you're asking for, there's this one here.
There we go, yeah.
There's this one here.
Are the other ones wireless besides that one?
3 out of the 4 I have on my desk right now are wireless, yes.
Okay.
So why do you have so many of these?
That's a stupid question.
It's what I think. It's what I think. It's what I do. It's my thing.
There we go.
I've reeled it in a bit. I used to buy like everything, garbage or not. But now I'm trying to be a little more discerning.
How many mice
learn
have
the value
you
of
purchased
$1
this year?
I could not tell you.
5, 15, 7?
I will say
38.
Less than 15.
Is that you keeping it reasonable?
Yes.
How many would you say you bought in the previous year?
Now
obviously the year's not over, so whatever. But
50 maybe?
50 mice.
Something like that. I mean, of course I'd have to go through my Amazon orders and everything, but I would get a new mouse pretty frequently. And don't get me wrong, there are some that are still coming out. They're not available till the end of this month or November or, until the next batch is produced. I will be purchasing those as well. But that's predetermined. It's not an impulse buy. I used to impulse buy a lot of mice.
The rating, there's only one rating, one review, one rating,
yep.
And it's not good.
Well, it's not great. I did not write that review. Yeah. Well, now, keep in mind, this is a brand new product. It's been on Amazon less than a week.
Okay.
And the whole gaming, the mouse community just found out about it. I'm probably the 6th person who has this damn thing.
Who's the company? LTC?
Unknown. It's a reseller of an OEM. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
But the appeal of this is it's very reminiscent of the Logitech G Pro wireless, which unfortunately I do not have next to me to compare. You may look up if you want to, but this has holes in it, which is all the rage these days in terms of weight reduction. It is still a little bit heavy for my taste, but I can make a compromise. I can open this bitch up, swap out the battery. I see the battery. It looks like an 800 milliamp. I can put like 100 milliamp in here, shave off 8 grams or so, bring it down to a reasonable weight. I also like the slightly forward sensor position. It's not dead center, slightly near the front of the mouse, which helps the wrist aiming. You can make small motions, and it's more accurate that way. Personal opinion. I don't know what else to say. Oh, there's a couple things I don't like about it. When, for battery saving and everything, basically all wireless mice have sort of a sleep mode if you don't move it for 5 minutes or so. My ergonomic one right here, this is a Ponage Ultra Custom Wireless. This one wakes up very, very quickly. You don't have to do anything. You just move it. If it goes to sleep, a couple pixels, it's back. This one actually goes to sleep. So you have to click a button and then it comes back on and then you can move it. Not really an issue when in use, for gaming and everything. Just a minor annoyance. But this was $50, and it's I won't say a direct competitor, but it is a competitor to the mouse I mentioned, the Logitech G Pro Wireless, which is a roughly $150 mouse. So at a third of the price, you're going to expect a few cutbacks, and it's not bad.
Why would it be considered a competitor for the Logitech G Pro Wireless?
Similar weight, nearly identical shapes. It is truly ambidextrous because you can see there's side buttons on that side. There are side buttons on the other side too, but they're magnetic.
Get rid of them.
So yeah, you can Perfect. Remove them and put blanks in their place. And I have the blanks on that side.
Well, there you go. Now we're talking.
Mike, this might be for you.
Now we're talking.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And that was pioneered by Logitech on the G Pro Wireless. And everyone was like, wow, that's amazing. So got a copycat here. Thank you, China. For $50, I'm pretty pleased.
Thank you, China. China. The Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yep. But I figured I've been talking about doing a mouse product review for about a month, and I finally got a new one too.
Might have to do a mouse YouTube page.
That's a lot of work.
I was going to say we need to do a mouse showdown.
Well,
showdown. That's it.
We get Evan to bring his mice out to the woods and we shoot him up.
I wasn't going to do that, but sure, we can do that. You're going to miss every time, but that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, true.
I'll get the shotgun, get the buckshot. We'll be good to go. But blat out! You ain't got no problem there anymore, do you? No.
Oh my God! Mike turned into a vampire. That's how that would happen.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't want to shoot anything like that. I'll shoot I don't know. We got to shoot something cool at some point, James. Other than empty bottles or whatever the hell we've been shooting.
Yeah.
We got to shoot like a watermelon or something. I don't know. Something.
Watermelon's delicious. I don't know about that.
James, I'll buy 2. You can eat the other one, okay?
It's a waste of one watermelon.
Just buy 3. You eat 2, shoot 1.
What's a vegetable?
That's a waste of one watermelon.
Let's buy a gourd. No one's going to eat a gourd.
Yeah.
Let's buy a pumpkin.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's latte right there. No?
Yeah.
No. Pumpkins are fine.
Yeah, we can shoot a pumpkin. That's an idea. All right.
You could also hire a guide and go hunting.
True. That's the thing too.
You're right. That is a possibility.
And you might even get meat.
Go to the store and get meat.
It's
true.
Venison's gross.
I've never had venison.
You
I don't know
really?
if it's gross or not. Yes.
You're not missing anything.
I have only had venison sausage, so it was delicious, but I can't exactly say the venison itself made it delicious, or if it's spices and additives and everything, and the fact that it's sausage.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a venison burger and I was not pleased.
You're not. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it was super.
Were you
Mike, I'm sure you're
nonplussed?
No, I wasn't nonplussed. Michael, I'm sure you were with me when we did that. It was at the. We went to the ham radio thing in the woods.
Yeah.
You get those shotguns. That
doesn't sound sketchy at all.
Yeah, no, I know.
It sounds sketchy. It
We met a
sounds
guy on the
sketchier
ham
than it
radio
actually was.
to get these shotguns from him. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was at the Isaac Walton League, and they happened to have an open house day, and he had some shotguns that he did not give us. But he was also
Allegedly.
there for ham radio stuff. But yeah, it was they had a venison. They had a guy cooking venison there for the group, and I mean, I will admittedly say we got there late, so the meat was like drier than it should have been. It had already been cooked.
Why would you eat one and I wouldn't?
I think you did eat one, and you just don't remember. It was very unimpressive.
It's possible.
It was just literally just a dry ground beef burger. It was not very good.
Okay. Well, maybe I did have it. I just don't recall. It was that underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it because I was very let down.
I just
I
threw it
expected
out
a
of
lot
my.
more.
Like James said, I just discarded it.
Yeah,
just
probably.
gone. So, to try it again sometime.
I know people do good things with venison. I just have not experienced one of them yet. So
I had some kind of crazy meat last year in Canada. Like now, of course, I can't remember what the hell it was.
elk.
It might have been elk.
I
Well,
know somebody
sir,
we know had elk.
I'll have to look it up.
then
But-
you have practically had venison.
There you go. All right. So nothing in the Yum update. James, here's a trivia question for you.
Yeah.
What does Yum stand for? And not like yummy yummy in my tummy, but in the Linux world, what does
The Yum updater?
But yeah, but
whatever?
what does YUM
I don't know, man. I
stand
have
for?
no idea. I have no idea.
Evan,
I'm never going to be a
What?
Linux person.
what does Yum stand for?
I do not know, but I will hazard a guess. Much like Unix, is it Yum Update Manager?
No.
Okay.
You think it's its own acronym?
Yeah, that thing. It's not Unix. What is it? It's GNU. That's what it was.
GNU is not Unix.
Yeah.
Yes. No, the Yum and Yum update, or Yum, I should say, not the Yum and Yum update, is Yellow Dog Update Manager.
Right. I forgot that
Because
existed.
God.
It comes from
please.
Yellow Dog Linux.
Fuck off.
That's a very old distribution.
What's up, baby? Go on.
So if you guys haven't seen this, right, because
Get your
you're on
life right.
video, you can now see it. You can take advantage. But this is what the show notes look like, by the way. And every week we fill these out, and every week we put links for you guys to reference. And inside this is a section called the Yum Update, which I always thought was about food until last week. And I was like, oh, is that why Yum is capitalized? So if you didn't hear that, it's last week. You can check that out. But yeah, this is the section. So it's either about food or Linux for some reason.
Correct.
Yes, Yellow Dog Linux, which was primarily available on PowerPC Macs. Okay, well, that wraps up the main part of our show. Now we'll just get down to the extra section. Evan, doesn't look like you have anything there for us this week.
Nope.
My section, I only have one thing. I put the link to the Green Party website there, gp.org. Check them out. Don't vote for them. Please don't. Thank you. Next up, James, what do we got? We got a couple things here.
Just the ISS internet speed web link from earlier, and then a video by Scott Manley, who is like one of the foremost guys who takes video game science and applies it to the real world. But he has a video there on why the space shuttle can't do the whole travel to the moon thing. Really interesting shuttle. If you ever seen like Kerbal Space Program or anything about space, Star Citizen, or just any show about Mars, he probably has covered it and why it's possible or not possible, or if it's done right or done wrong. Scott Manley's honestly a great British guy who lives in San Francisco, and his stuff, his content's absolutely awesome. Totally worth your time. Yeah, very sciencey if you're into that.
Who isn't? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to mention before we wrap this up?
I don't think so.
We're going to post this on our YouTube channel, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So if you're watching this, you're watching it on our YouTube channel. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for another fun episode of the IO Panel. Check out our website, iopanelpodcast.com. All our links on the right-hand side, social media, etc., how to listen to the podcast, iTunes, Google Play, all that stuff. It's all there. Check it out. Thank you once again for listening, and we'll catch you next time.